Hey guys, today I won a tournament, a 12-person tournament with BUJIN. And I'm very happy, honestly. I didn't know, I couldn't even imagine I could reach that far. So we could just jump into the deck profile.
I mean, to be honest, you split the prizes. So
What?
so it's not exactly winning.
Silence!
Do you have any credits?
Yes, a shout out to Kaziragi, very amazing opponent, and shout out to the finalist who was very tired, and unfortunately he wasn't there in the finals. So pretty much a bummer, honestly. I wanted to play, but you know, a W is a W. So we start with this triple Yamato. You can go wrong with this.
It's Yamato.
It's Yamato, my favorite monster. Mikazuchi and Irume, I pretty much shout out to Extra Power, who told me about this card. And it's pretty cool because it allows me to extend with my combos. If Bujin has combos, and basically I can aggro my opponent, go big push, extend after, for example, my opponent activates a bottomless triple on Yamato or whatever. And Mikazuchi honestly feels good as a one-off. Definitely as a two-off isn't that good. Then we have Crane. I'm not going, in perspective because it should be pretty obvious. Then we have double turtle, double hair. So we don't break with those, but unfortunately it happened to me today that I bricked because too many normal summons in my hand.
I mean, to be honest, you did win the last game by top decking into one.
Yes! Cowboy Gagaga for a game! Ha ha ha! So, and finally quitting. Honestly, I feel like this is the most catapult card in
I mean,
the
yeah,
deck.
that's why it's a one-off.
It's a one-off. You can call, you can put whatever you want, honestly, and you can pretty much solve the problem of too many normal summons. However, maybe it's useful to pop a floodgate in after siding. Then we have Honest. I always draw it in either fucking Edison format or at format. I always draw the Honest. Luckily for me, I drew the Honest with actual targets.
Be honest, you stack it.
No, I don't even know how to stack. Then this again. Shout out to Extra Power, who told me about DD Crow and Maxi in the main deck. Mainly because I fear losing the die roll, going second against, for example, Sylvan or Infernity, going against, combo decks. But it's fine to have, Maxi can be at worst an Abstract Goblin that maybe can stop a turn. And DD Crow can be an interruption. If only I remembered that during a game against Hat, yeah. It was around 3, game 1. I had these two stuck in my hand, but I never activated those because I am pretty much Pepega.
Now that's one way to put it.
And then we proceed to the spells. Tenki. As Kaziragi states, I always draw into them. True, because I am good at the game. Maybe too much.
Just draw the out.
Pot of Duality, because who cares about special summoning? Then Bujin Incarnation, just 2, because at 3 it breaks.
Yep.
But it feels amazing when you top deck into this, because it's basically so charged, but for Bujins. And you can add it
Like Mikazuchi.
of fucking Mikazuchi, yeah. And I never pulled that off, by the way.
Say fucking Mikazuchi again.
And then Abstract Goblin because I had to flex spots and I wanted to draw into Yamato more often.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, this deck literally needs to see Yamato. It's basically Yamato the deck. like double Mystical Space Typhoon because I hate floodgates in game 1. Forbidden Lens because I always fear losing Yamato when I don't have, for example, hair protecting my Yamato from a bottomless trapole or what, or turtle. But again, this I think I can cut it because it's suboptimal. I maybe can think about cutting one of these for the third Upstart Goblin, so I increase consistency, but that's up to testing, honestly. And then we won Dark Hole again for going second and dealing with annoying boards. And also, you don't care about losing your monsters because most of the time you will have one monster. And for example, if you have one Yamato and one Yamato stuck in your hand, you can basically pop your Yamato, normal summon your Yamato. You basically don't care. Then traps, 3 breakthrough skill. Those were finish chains before, but during testing and third shout out to Extra Power, I realized that breakthrough skill is pretty much a better card than finish chain.
Yep.
Because I can activate it during my opponent's turn, and I can activate it during my turn. And since it's a trap, you can activate it, for example, in during the battle phase, which is a thing that happened and basically won me a game.
How so?
So,
How did you?
oh, so I was basically I had Tsukuyomi, and I was crashing into Exiton, just to force Exiton, and Kaziragi activated Exiton. I changed breakthrough skill. He was about to, debate about the ruling, but I know my shit. Then the 4 Holy Saints, that should be in every deck, I think.
I mean, Compulse is cuttable.
Yeah, and honestly, in my very first build, I didn't even main this, but I wanted to give it a try today, and it can save, again, my Yamato for the same scenarios as...
Yeah, it's a very good card.
Where is it? Forbidden Lens, or just disrupt my opponent plays. Then we proceed to the extra deck. We have the full blink, Susanoo. We have then Kagutsuchi, and then we have Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi should be Crazy Box, but I added Tsukuyomi because it's cooler and it's ultimate. And yes, that's true. That's how my Pepega brain works, basically. Then I have Omega, which is basically boneless Susanoo. I don't think there's any good application. I don't know.
When you don't have anything in graveyard.
Yeah. Then my MVP today, because I am amazing at this game and I can summon this and pew pew 8,000. Exiton, it basically pretty much won me a grind game. I liked it. I like it. Never summoned today, but I like it because it can deal with annoying monsters that can protect themselves from destruction, like for example the mains or number 101. And also, when it dies, it allows me to draw a card, which is good.
It's a nice 101 side grade. You like make it when you know that the 101 is gonna get negated.
Basically. Then 106. Unfortunately, it's not max rarity. And if I ever could buy this card in the YCS promo, I basically have to buy a house. Have to sell a house, sorry. Then we have Diamond Direwolf, never summoned, but it's nice to
Oh yeah, because
have it there.
BUJIN
Yeah.
Carnation is soft monster return. So
Yeah, basically. But this basically acts as a trade, as a 1-for-1 trade when you're when you're on BUJIN Carnation lines. Yes, because this deck is stupid, but sometimes you have to decide to think plays and fear about the back row. Like for example, I lost against you because I feared any disruption on Cowboy, but I lost because your set was a bluff.
Yeah.
But in my defense, it could have been everything.
It was a dead soul charge.
Silence, silence. My brain has its way to work. Then Dweller, I think Dweller is good. To against, for example, Sylvan. I remember in testing, I was against a buddy of mine. Shout out to Matteo Castellanelli who played Sylvans, and basically me playing against him allowed me to see the potential behind Dweller against Sylvan, because he can block, for example, during my turn, disruptions in my turn, because the mushroom when flip face up can excavate cards, but also can interrupt turns during the opponent's turn as well. But you should know that from the, okay.
All right.
But you should know that from the fucking Chirlement's mirror. Then this guy, good. I just wanted to put her in the extra because she unlocked so many good times I had with her, like in the past.
She's like the decks that.
Yeah, indeed. Like the first question I asked when I first joined, at format, was like the last legal set. They told me it's Primal Origin. I look at the card and I just put it. I just love it. It may be good in the mirror match, but in Bujin you want to win with Yamato most of the time.
Yeah.
And then number 50. Finally, I got it in a more decent condition from the price today. And we finished here. We just go into the side deck. I played 3 effect Baylor against like slow / mid-range deck, like for example Hat, even like Georgia. They have been good against Georgia, yes. And basically it can stop the playmakers instead of breakthrough skill when I don't see or don't draw into breakthrough skill. Then other monster, the third Diddy Crow and third Max C, in case we go against like wombo combo heavy. And I didn't mention that I side out Maxi and Diddy Crow when I go against that type of mid-range matchups, because they're basically either fucking dead or they can. This is basically hand loop for 1 for me, which is bad, or this is just slower upstart goblin. I'm sorry to shit on Maxi. Then other monsters, we have nothing. Okay, we only spell third MST, like good to out floodgates.
Yep.
Then traps for the same reason. Dust Tornado. I didn't play Twister because I didn't want a card that is dead basically most of the time. Like this is not a zone format where players, if they have a floodgate, they just flip it at the speed of light, and if you have Twister, you just slam it on the table. This is a format where most of the time you set cards, and you don't want to blind pop also, because you can be punished by, for example, Artifact Sanctum. Then we have the bank. Surely, like seeing from all other the tables today, this is basically, I think, the strongest card in the side deck. I will keep it at 3, like no matter what, because it can save him from hand traps or Diddy Crow on the Bujinjis. And then we have Mind Crush, again a flex spot because I didn't know what to put, and It can basically help me in scenarios like, for example, I could call the Georgia guy that special summons itself from hand. I don't remember. I don't remember the name. But in general, it could be nice. It could be nice. And then we have DNA surgery, because I expected spellbook today, but unfortunately no spellbooks. So pretty much.
Oh no! What are we gonna do about this tragedy?
We do be gaming. But yeah, I should keep those because
Yeah.
spellbook is basically one of the, I think, 3 worst matchups for Bujins. And this is it.
The others are Tiramisu and.
Tiramisu. Oh god, I don't want to, like, the PTSD. Tiramisu, spellbook
Orea.
of fate,
Orea.
and yeah.
Alright. You'll never get past by the fences. I got that Yamato, that Mikazuchi, that Honest and.
Mamma mia!
You best scoop him up, boy.
Like,
Alexei's
the game is the
Tiramisu.
game. The most important thing, guys, is that you have fun.
Through that. Alright. See ya.